Alright, I wanted to make a short video to explain some of the resources which are available to you as you take Calculus 2 with me, and also just to try to give you a little bit of advice on how to review. More on the review in future videos. I'm just going to try to show you what I already have for you to look at. First of all, the Calculus 2 homepage. You should be aware it has many things. See, as you scroll down here, you'll see I've got links to PDFs. If I click on one of these, it'll go to, like if I click on that, it'll go to this right here, which is on integration techniques. We'll be studying that early part of the semester. This is in addition to your book. It's both better and worse than your book in various ways, but you should definitely be aware of it and study it. It has many additional examples to the book, and it's more representative of what I want you to know from the material. And in particular, if you look at this one, there's a lot on, for example, what's called hyperbolic substitution, which your book has less to say about. Anyway, so getting back, here's Calculus 2 homepage. I have links to course notes, and what I really wanted to draw your attention to is if you scroll down here, you have these additional examples. So I've got like old homeworks I've given in past semesters, and each one of these is a link to a solution, and the topics are over here, and there's tons and tons of examples here from past semesters. If you ever need to look at additional examples on a particular topic. I also have some old test solutions from previous semesters. Some of these, if the link is broken, that probably means that I don't have the test anymore and or it's corrupted, etc., etc. So, you have what you have here. Let's see here. There's also older versions of my notes, and just generally various material that I have created for this course over the years. So anyway, that's all there. This is in www, as you can see, www.supermath.info, Calculus 2 HTML. And well, where's that? Well, if you go to my web page, my personal web page, which is here, it's linked right there, as you can see. Anyway, the other thing you of course want to look at is Blackboard. Here's the announcements. I guess you probably already know about that. And here's the initial course announcement I already made, blah, 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 blah. And let's see here. More importantly, over here, and of course, it's important for you to check announcements. Kind of goes without saying, I think. Oops, I said it. Let's see here, course content. I clicked on it. I did click on it. Yeah, I did. So here you have the course planner, the recommended homework list. I recommend you do the homework, kind of like I recommend you pass the course. I attribute this saying to my brother. All right, in here you have lecture notes. In these lecture notes folder, this right here is a pretty big PDF. If I click on that, it'll take me a couple minutes to load it. Eventually it'll load to this calculus, which is my Calculus 1 and Calculus 2 notes. So this may be useful to you as you're reviewing Calc 1, for example. I don't really like looking at it inside. I'm using Chrome at the moment. I don't like using the PDF viewer inside here. It's not as good. It's much better if you save this locally and then instead do something like look at it in Adobe or some other reader, whatever floats your boat. Much better. See the links, for example. The next video I'll make, I'll probably talk about this Foundations of Mathematics chapter as a review. Here's where I do pre-calculus and so forth, and it's nice, this functionality. You have hot links to, what are these? Hyperlinks, or what do you want to call them? Anyway, links to the various sections and subsections, and there's other functionality. For example, if you ever want to find something, a simple thing you can do, search. Like for example, did I ever talk about Gauss in these notes? I don't know. Probably. Oh, there it is, Gauss in the 19th century. Yeah, how many times did I talk about Gauss? I don't know. We could figure it out, but who cares? All right. Anyway, so there's that. These are not the notes for the course per se. This is actually an amalgamation of my Calculus 1 notes and the first few chapters of what we're covering this semester. So the first few chapters of what we're covering this semester, from my perspective, they're in the end of this PDF here, which again is the old school Calculus 2, and then the later chapters, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, that's not in this. I don't think, but we'll get there when we get there. Anyway, I will talk about these as we go through the course. Anyway, I just want you to know they're in course content. They're here, but they're also linked on the course webpage, Calculus 2 homepage, down here. Now here's chapters 9 through, so like 15 through 19 are also as files in course content, but not 9 through 14 because they're actually in this big file up here. If you click on this, it won't work. It's just too big. I don't know if my I'm not sure why it's not working, but it's not working. All right. The other thing you should be aware of as you review calculus, right, is my Calculus 1 page, which you can also get to again from here's my personal webpage, www.supermath.info. Oh, by the way, I should say a word or two about here. I usually have a link to the courses I'm currently teaching at the top. I have links to my most glorious and current versions of my lecture notes up here. And then is my schedule if you want to hunt me down. This is going to be incorrect because my teaching load just got recently changed, but I'll fix that soon. Here's some past teaching. And in here, if you can click on the Calculus 1, I also have other information that's kind of interesting if you want to know more about what interests me mathematically. I've got a little bit down here on what I've been working on recently, sort of recently. Oh, and pictures of my family. Ooh, that's the more interesting part. Oh, hey, it's a castle I built. Anyway, getting back to math here. Where were we? Calculus 1. Sorry, I should have told you to take some Dramamine. Calculus 1. So the Calculus 1 page is old. It is no longer true that I'm on the 4th floor of DeMoss Hall. Thankfully, I am not up, and I do not have an office. I have an office with walls, thankfully. Anyway, I'm actually in DeMoss Hall 3291 these days. So some of this contact information stuff is old, because last time I taught Calculus 1 was a few years ago. Don't worry, I still know it. Anyway, so if you're looking through here, there's some good links to things like these test 1, 2, 3, 4 reviews give you a pretty concise, like breakdown of what I would hope my students learn in Calculus 1 as the conditions on the ground allow. So it's pretty detailed here. So if you actually understand everything in those 4 test reviews, you're really good. These don't work, but these are pretty good. Here's some tests from my test 1 through 4 from Calculus 1. Let's see, vintage is 2010, I guess, but you know what, Calculus 1's still the same. So those are good. I'll talk more about those in another video. And just also down here, as you're reviewing, tons and tons of examples from Calculus 1. Check it out. Right? These are problems from another book called by Stewart's Calculus, but tons and tons of examples. And there's some, where do we get to? Well, we assume Calculus 1 gets to U substitution. All right, so you're supposed to have already seen U substitution, and U substitution is supposed to be in your blood. I mean, you should know it upside down and backwards and forwards. And then, you should have also seen volumes by the slice and volumes by the shell. L'Hopital's rule is technically in our Calculus 2 now. I hope some of you have seen it, but we will cover that again this semester, although not in a very extended fashion. All right, so there's just a little bit about Calculus 1. Here's tons of information about Calculus 1 on that website. Getting to the point here. What else do I want to show you? So I showed you the course content. Let's see here. Oh, just a word or two. Where was it? So this is the course plan. It's kind of like a syllabus, but only with useful information. So at the end, I have like a really quick breakdown on my plan. We have 4 tests, 130 points each. Class participation. I was trying to say class participation anyway. 30 points. Homework and quizzes 200 points. So that really means quizzes 200 points. The way I'm doing it is every week we're having a quiz. But you know what, I'll tell you more about that later. Here's the breakdown blow by blow as we cover topics in here, test dates, and all that. It's all here, all laid out for you. Now this is following the link from the website, but this is also posted back over here in course content. Right up here, I was in the lecture notes folder, right? So going back up to course content, it's the first thing, course planner. That gives you the day by day, what we're planning to cover, hopefully you're going to cover. I do expect you to come to class. If you don't come to class, you don't know what we covered. And I do expect you to look at the book and my notes as I've tried to describe here. You know, I think it helps to look at two things. Different people understand different things different ways, and if you look at two things, it's more likely at least one of us makes sense. Let's see here, quiz solutions. Well, it is kind of what it sounds like. Test solutions, things will appear there later. I guess that's about all I have to tell you right now. I'm going to post additional videos that have more math in them and less just format. So thanks. Sorry if this is boring. Oh, I don't want to click on that. Oh no.